You can almost smell it, can't you? That faint, lingering scent of cinnamon pretzels and industrial carpet cleaner. Welcome to the hollowed-out carcass of a dream we all shared back in 1995, a true liminal monument. This mall used to be the beating heart of our social lives, a cathedral of neon and plastic plants. Now, the fluorescent lights flicker like dying stars, casting shadows over storefronts that haven't seen a customer in years. Walking through these empty corridors feels like exploring a graveyard of 90s consumerism, silent and strangely uncanny. Back then, the physical store wasn't just a place to buy things, it was our primary social network. We spent hours wandering these halls, our daily habits revolving around the tactile sensation of browsing physical shelves. There was a high-stakes drama to it, finding that one limited edition toy or the perfect outfit for Friday night. But while we were busy making memories at the food court, a silent revolution was beginning to brew. We didn't realize that our physical presence was being digitized, one transaction and one barcode at a time. As Robert Kiyosaki often mentions, the rich look for systems, and the system of retail was shifting beneath us. The brick-and-mortar empire didn't fall overnight. It eroded, washed away by the convenience of a glowing screen. We traded the echoes of these hallways for the silent hum of a data center located thousands of miles away. Your spending habits are no longer tethered to a zip code. They have become a spending aura that follows you. This aura is a digital cloud of data, predicting your desires before you even feel the itch to buy. Think about your morning routine, scrolling through feeds while the coffee brews, bombarded by hyper-targeted advertisements. We've moved from the point of sale to the point of existence, where every moment is a potential transaction. The nostalgia of the mall is bittersweet because it represents a time when we could actually leave the market. Today, you carry the store in your pocket. The doors never close and the lights never truly go out. This shift has created a massive wealth gap between those who consume and those who own the platforms. In the book The Psychology of Money, Morgan Housel notes that doing well with money isn't necessarily about what you know, it's about how you behave. And our behavior has been hijacked by the frictionless ease of digital spending. When you walked into this mall, you had to make a conscious choice to spend your time and energy. Now, spending is invisible. It's a subscription, a one-click buy, a biometric scan of your face or thumb. This spending aura is why you feel broke despite earning more. Your money is leaking out through digital pores. We need to talk about the emotional storytelling of the brand, how they moved from windows to your heart. Look at this abandoned fountain. It used to be a place of wishes. Now it's just a basin of dust. It mirrors our investment habits. Many are still throwing coins into dead fountains instead of building digital assets. To survive this new era, you must understand that the physical store died so the algorithm could live. The algorithm knows your weaknesses better than your best friend did back in the 9th grade mall hangouts. It uses the same psychological triggers that kept us in these malls: bright colors, social proof, and FOMO. But the stakes are higher now because the mall is everywhere you go, 24 hours a day. You are being tracked through liminal spaces of the internet, those weird gaps between your actual life and your digital one. If you want to build wealth, you have to learn how to turn off the aura and step back into reality. Investing is no longer just about stocks, it's about reclaiming your attention from the digital retail giants. Look at the investing habits of the ultra-wealthy. They don't just shop on the platform, they own the infrastructure. This dead mall is a lesson in transition. Those who didn't adapt to the digital shift were left in the cold. We see the ghosts of Sears, Toys R Us, and thousands of boutique shops in these cracked tiles. They serve as a warning: if you don't control your spending aura, you will become a relic of the past. Let's dive deeper into how this spending aura was constructed and why your brain is wired to love it. To understand why we are so vulnerable to the spending aura, we have to look at the architecture of the 90s mall. They were designed as Gruen effects, environments meant to make you lose track of time and space. No windows, no clocks, just a continuous loop of consumption designed to keep you wandering and wanting. The digital world didn't destroy this tactic, it perfected it and scaled it into your daily habits. When you scroll through a social feed, you are in a digital Gruen effect, a liminal scroll with no end. This high-stakes drama of the hidden deal has moved from the clearance rack to the flash sale notification. Your dopamine receptors don't care if the store is physical or digital, they just want the hit of the purchase. But there is a darker side to this convenience, the loss of the third place, as sociologists call it. Malls were the third place, not home, not work, but a community space where we existed together. When the physical store died, that community space was replaced by an algorithmic echo chamber. Now your spending aura ensures you only see what people like you are buying, trapping you in a bubble. Investing habit number 1, realize that your attention is the most valuable commodity being traded today. Every time you resist a mindless one-click buy, you are essentially investing in your own future freedom. Think about the 1990s movie Mallrats. It portrayed a lifestyle that simply cannot exist in the digital age. You can't hang out at an Amazon warehouse. There is no soul there, just efficiency and cold steel. This coldness is what makes these abandoned malls feel so uncanny. They are bodies without souls. The emotional storytelling used by modern brands is designed to fill that void of loneliness we feel. They don't sell products anymore, they sell identities that fit perfectly into your digital profile. "If you're not paying for the product, you are the product," is a famous quote that rings truer than ever. Your spending aura isn't just about money, it's a detailed map of your insecurities and your aspirations. Let's look at the liminal transition of the 2010s, where the retail apocalypse really began to accelerate. High-end brands realized they didn't need 500 stores, they just needed one experience and a massive web presence. This led to the death of the middle, where mid-tier malls became the hollowed-out shells we see here. If you're not the cheapest, like a warehouse, or the most luxurious, like a flagship store, you are invisible. This applies to your personal finances too. Being middle of the road with your savings is a trap. You must be aggressive in your investing habits to outpace the invisible inflation of the digital world. Every time a physical store closes, a piece of local tax revenue and local employment vanishes. The wealth is sucked out of the community and beamed up to the headquarters of the Big Five tech giants. This is why your local town square feels like a liminal space. It's been economically hollowed out. We are living through a period of creative destruction, as economist Joseph Schumpeter famously described it. The old is being destroyed to make way for the new, but the transition period is hauntingly beautiful. Look at these escalators, frozen in time, leading to a second floor that no longer has a purpose. It reminds me of people who keep their money in low-interest savings accounts, escalators to nowhere. In the 90s, you could build a decent life working at these stores. Today, that ladder has been folded up. The drama of the retail apocalypse is a tragedy for the workers, but a goldmine for the innovators. To benefit, you have to move from being a mall rat to being a digital landlord. Investing in the platforms that facilitate the aura is how you reclaim the wealth being drained from you. But first, you have to survive the psychological warfare of the buy now, pay later culture. These services are the digital equivalent of a mall credit card, but with much more sophisticated traps. They want you to stay in the liminal space of debt, not quite bankrupt, but never quite free. To understand the spending aura, we must look at how physical movement was replaced by data movement. In the 90s, you moved through the mall. Today, the mall moves through you via your habits. This is the uncanny valley of retail, where the experience feels real but the physical substance is gone. You might think you're just browsing, but every hover of your mouse is a data point being harvested. This is high-stakes drama for your bank account. Your spending aura is essentially a leak you can't see. Remember the book Hooked by Nir Eyal? He explains how apps create variable rewards to keep you coming back. The old mall used a fountain or a food court as a reward. The new mall uses a notification. This transition has turned us from citizens of a physical community into users of a digital one. An investing habit you must cultivate is the 24-hour rule for any digital purchase over $50. By pausing, you break the spending aura's spell and allow your logical brain to re-engage with reality. Look at this abandoned arcade. It's a graveyard of tactile joy replaced by mobile games designed for extraction. The emotional storytelling of modern apps is built on the fear of missing out, or FOMO, amplified by 1,000. In a liminal space like this, you realize that stuff doesn't actually last, but the debt for it does. The physical store died because it had friction. You had to drive there, find parking, and stand in line. Capitalism hates friction. It wants your money to move at the speed of light with zero resistance. This lack of friction is why people are more stressed than ever. We never have to stop and think. A famous speaker once said, "The things you own end up owning you," and digital clutter is no different. Your spending aura is cluttered with forgotten subscriptions, digital skins, and ghost services you never even use. Take a look at this empty department store floor. It's massive, echoing, and completely irrelevant to the modern world. It's a physical manifestation of a sunk cost fallacy, trying to save a model that is already long gone. You must avoid the sunk cost fallacy in your own life. Don't stay in a dead career or investment. The digital economy rewards the liquid, those who can move, adapt, and learn new systems quickly. Let's talk about targeted nostalgia. Brands use 90s aesthetics to make you feel safe while they sell you the future. They know you miss them all, so they design apps that mimic the discovery feel of a corridor. But the discovery is rigged. You're only discovering what the algorithm has already decided you will buy. This is the illusion of choice. In this dead mall, the choices were limited, but at least they were honest. Today, the choices are infinite, but the path is narrow, guided by your personal digital spending aura. To break free, you need to treat your digital life like a physical budget, with boundaries and walls. If you don't build a fence around your attention, the retail giants will graze on your mind all day. Motivation isn't enough. You need systems that make it harder to spend and easier to save. Imagine if every time you opened a shopping app, you had to walk through a dark, scary, liminal hallway. You'd probably shop less. The ease of the internet is its most dangerous weapon against your wealth. Let's examine the digital ghost town, the social media profiles of defunct brands that still exist online. They are the digital version of these empty storefronts, frozen in time, waiting for a click that never comes. Your wealth is built in the quiet spaces, the moments when you aren't consuming or being tracked. Invest in your internal capital, your skills, your health, and your relationships, things the aura can't touch. The mall was a place for teenagers to find themselves. Now they find themselves in a curated TikTok feed. The drama of growing up has been digitized, and the physical store was just the first casualty. We are moving into an era of augmented reality, where the aura becomes visible through smart glasses. Imagine walking past an empty lot and seeing a virtual mall that only you can shop in. We are now standing in the center of what used to be the grand atrium, the peak of mall culture. Today, the grand atrium of your life isn't a physical place, it's your smartphone's home screen. Every icon there is a gateway to a store that never sleeps, designed with high-stakes drama to keep you engaged. The physical store died because it couldn't compete with the digital twin that lives in your pocket. Your digital twin is a mirror image of your desires, constantly being updated by your spending aura. In the book, Capitalism in the Age of Robots, the transition from labor to automated systems is clear. These empty halls are a physical manifestation of that transition. Automation replaced the clerk, and the algorithm replaced the shelf. Your daily habits have been gamified. Every purchase feels like a small win in a game you're actually losing. Emotional storytelling is the weapon of choice for brands that want to bypass your financial logic. They don't tell you a product is durable, they tell you it will make you belong to a tribe. This is the uncanny part of modern life. We feel more connected to brands than to our neighbors. If you want to build an investing habit that lasts, you must start by digitizing your emotional needs. Stop looking for validation in a shopping cart and start looking for it in your brokerage account. A famous speaker once noted that wealth is what you don't see. It's the cars not bought and the clothes not ordered. In this dead mall, we see the visible wealth of the past rotting away into dust and silence. The spending aura makes your money invisible, which is why it's so easy to let it slip away. You need to make your money physical again in your mind. Visualize every dollar as a brick in your fortress. The liminal space of the checkout page is designed to be the fastest experience of your life. They want you to spend before your prefrontal cortex can ask, "Do I actually need this?" The drama of the sale is a manufactured crisis, a psychological trick to trigger your survival instincts. Low stock and only two left are the digital versions of a going out of business banner. But unlike the physical store, the digital warehouse is never truly empty. It's an illusion of scarcity. We are living in a world of abundant scarcity, where everything is available, but nothing feels special. To stay motivated, you have to find joy in the slow, the things that take time to grow, like compound interest. Compound interest is the antidote to the spending aura. It's the quiet power that builds while you sleep. Look at these cracked skylights. They once let in the sun. Now they only let in the cold rain. It's a metaphor for a leaked budget. Small holes in your digital habits can sink your entire financial ship. We must become financial architects, designing our lives to resist the pull of the digital vacuum. The aura wants you to be a perpetual consumer, a ghost haunting the aisles of the internet. But you have the power to step out of the liminal space and back into the light of ownership. Realize that every time you buy a share of a company, you are buying a piece of the mall's replacement. Instead of being a victim of the retail apocalypse, you can be a beneficiary of the digital revolution. The physical store didn't just die, it evolved into a more efficient, more predatory version of itself. We feel a sense of liminal nostalgia because we miss the boundaries that the physical world provided. In the 90s, when the mall closed at 9 p.m., your spending ended. Now, the sun never sets on the market. This 24/7 exposure is exhausting our mental health and our savings accounts simultaneously. You must create your own closing time, a point in the day where all digital commerce is blocked. Imagine the peace of mind that comes from knowing your aura is turned off and your money is safe. This dead mall is a quiet place now, away from the noise of the algorithm and the reach of the ad. It's in this silence that we can finally hear ourselves think and decide who we want to be. The silence here is a teacher. It shows us that the physical store was just a temporary phase of human history. We are moving into a world where the spending aura is no longer just a metaphor, it's an identity. But within this high-stakes drama of digital change, there is a path to ultimate financial sovereignty. You must realize that your daily habits are the bricks that build your future liminal or luminous life. If you continue to let the aura dictate your value, you will end up like this mall, empty and forgotten. However, if you reclaim your attention, you become the master of the machine, not its fuel. Investing habit number 5. Automate your savings with the same intensity that brands automate their sales. If the algorithm can take your money in a second, you can move it to an investment in half a second. Remember the words of Naval Ravikant: earn with your mind, not your time. The mall was about time, the future is about leverage. This uncanny transition we are living through is the greatest wealth transfer in the history of our species. The money isn't disappearing, it's just changing state, moving from the physical floor to the digital cloud. Don't be afraid of the liminal space between the old world and the new. That is where the opportunity lives. Look at these empty escalators one last time. They are statues of a spending culture that finally ran out of breath. Your spending aura can either be a leash that leads you to debt or a light that guides you to assets. Emotional storytelling is powerful, but your own story of freedom is the only one that truly matters. You don't need the latest gadget to belong. You need the peace of mind that comes from a solid foundation. Let this dead mall be a reminder that everything physical is temporary, but the systems we build endure. Start building your system today. Turn off the notifications, delete the one-click apps, and look at the numbers. Motivation is what gets you started. The investing habits we discussed are what keep you going when it gets hard. We are the first generation to live with an invisible store in our pockets 24/7. We must be the first to master it. The retail apocalypse is only an apocalypse for those who refuse to see the digital spending aura for what it is. For the wise investor, it is simply a retail evolution, a chance to own the very platforms that others use. Take one last look at the neon signs. They are flickering out, making room for the glow of the data center. We are leaving the era of buying and entering the era of being. Choose who you want to be wisely. Don't let your spending aura be a ghost that haunts your bank account. Make it a shield that protects your future. Every dollar you save is a physical vote for your freedom in a digital world that wants to keep you bound. This liminal walkthrough is over, but your journey into financial literacy is just beginning to take flight. You have the maps, the psychology, and the examples. Now you just need the courage to act on them. The high-stakes drama of your life is being written right now. Don't let a marketing algorithm be the lead author. Reclaim your spending aura. Reclaim your time. Reclaim your future from the ghosts of the 90s mall. As you walk out of these doors and back into the sunlight, remember the weight of the invisible store. Knowledge is only the first step. The daily habit of discipline is what actually builds the skyscraper of wealth. I hope this uncanny journey through the ruins of retail has opened your eyes to the digital traps around you. The mall is dead, but your potential is more alive than ever in this new frictionless economy. Subscribe to this mindset, and you'll never find yourself wandering the empty halls of a bankrupt life. Thank you for walking through this liminal space with me. It's time to step back into the real world. Keep your head up, your eyes on the data, and your spending aura under your total and absolute control. The future belongs to those who can see the invisible and invest in what is coming, not what is gone. Goodbye to the 90s and hello to the era of the sovereign, digital-first, wealth-building human being. This is the end of the walkthrough, but the beginning of your dominance. Stay sharp and stay invested.